Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I am Anna and I'm a little bit spooky, and today we're having a cup of coffee and we're gonna chit chat about some holiday launches, shows we've been liking on Amazon Prime, and our Halloween plans. We're gonna talk about all that while I show you how I got this monochromatic, smoky, vampy look using the Melt She's in Parties palette. So if you want to see how I got this look and we hang out and have a little chat, like a little coffee date, just go ahead and keep on watching. But before you do, don't forget to like and subscribe and comment down below. Let me know your Halloween plans, holiday palettes, holiday collections you're into, and what are some shows on Amazon Prime that you've been watching. Let me know that down below. And without further ado, let's get into this makeup, this coffee, and hang out. Okay, let's get started on this look today. We got our cup of coffee handy. It's like doing something super smoky today. And yeah, and I wanted to play with Melt She's in Parties since I just posted a review of it today, and I was like, man, I need to play with this more. It made me want to play with it again. And so I pulled that out to play with, and I've also pulled out the KVD Vegan Beauty Lolita palette because there's a couple shades from it that I kind of want to reach for. Mainly I want to use the pinky lavender shade just as a brow bone highlight, so that's when I go ahead and start with. I'm just going to take a Morphe 433, highlight that brow bone. My eyes are already primed, my brushes are stained. Oh man, this brush is like really stained. And I'm just going to highlight right here under the brow bone with that shade, just to get a nice starting point. It's been a little bit uninspired lately, but wanting to film, but just not knowing what I wanted to film. So here we are today. Alright, next I'm going to jump into Total Immortal from the Melt palette. On the same brush, I'm going to start deepening up the socket line, building some depth. And I'm going to try to keep this from getting too blown out, because I've tried this look before and it got way out of hand, so I did not end up, I think I ended up washing it off that day. I'm just going to want to sit and play, mix some shades. I don't really know what I'm going to do for sure. You have those little spouts of just where you're just not inspired, don't really know what you want to film or do when it comes to makeup? That's where I've been just this past week. And it sucks, it's boring. It's like I have ample time to film and just no ideas are coming. I think I'm gonna take a little bit of Hermosa from the Lolita palette on the same brush and kind of same placement. Just deepen up a little bit. These palettes are very similar in color story, and I feel like they play well together. And I'm gonna take Last Caress from Melt and further deepen that up into the socket. So I just ordered the Untamed palette from Sigma. Very excited. Looking forward to that. Can't wait to play with it. I think that's why I don't want to, I'm like kind of inspired, because I'm waiting for a palette that I want to play with and be inspired by. So far so good. A little more purple than what I'm wanting right now, but maybe we can tweak that by adding a little bit of Conmore, or maybe just a little bit of Lolita. Yeah, let's take a little bit of Lolita just in there, just to add a little warmth. Oh yeah, there we go. The Lolita palette is very dusty. It's got a lot of kickback and very pigmented. It reminds me quite a bit of the Melt formula. I'm gonna take a clean blending brush. This is a Morphe M441. It's just dirty, but it's clean, you know what I mean? There's no product on it. And I'm just gonna blend that edge out. Just soften everything. Okay, and now I think I'm gonna take a little bit of Mean Streak on a smaller brush. I think I'm gonna use a M506. Mean Streak is that very deep matte eggplant, and we're gonna start building it out here. And kind of pulling it just out just a bit in the outer V, and ever so slightly across the socket line. Who saw that new Natasha Denona palette today? Is it the Trichrome palette? Oh my god. That's the first Natasha palette that I've just been like, bitch, I need that. That color story. Oh my god. I mean, that's a light bill. 129, I think is what I saw it's gonna retail for. I just switched back to that 433 just to blend that out. Man, I am into that color story. It's got them pukey greens in there, and the trichromes and the multichromes. Ooh, it's simply illogical in the Hollow Taco range. She's got a collection of multichromes I'm really interested in as well. They look so gorgeous. Is there any holiday launches you guys are interested in right now? A lot of them have been a little lackluster for me until that Natasha one, like the beige one. Tarte's little collection is so boring, like the mini versions of the Tartley palettes. And I've watched some reviews even of it, and they've said that it's not as good as the originals anyway. And so it's like they just phoned it in this year. The Too Faced, I think the packaging is really pretty on their new stuff for this year. Just not interested in the products themselves. And the Hourglass palette this year, I have, I think 4 of those shades already in a palette. Not into their edit this year, but they do have the little mini unlocked palette that has the shades from the Ghost palette from last year. The ones that aren't in anything else that I'm actually really interested in. And the Huda Haze palette, the khaki one, I'm pretty interested in that one as well. I think that's really a really pretty color story. It's definitely unique. The new Taupe collection from ColourPop looks quite nice. I'm definitely feeling that one. I would like to have that little palette. I think it's really pretty. I watched Jen Phelps, her little swatch videos of it, and showing how similar it is to the Glam palette from Natasha Denona, the one with all the cool tones in it. This palette has the shades in it from the big Glam palette that I want, basically. Like the colors, because I don't need all those golds and the other shades in that palette, but I do want those cool tones. So I might just have to get that. Otherwise, I really haven't found anything that exciting. I'm gonna take a little bit of Conamore. I think that's what that says, like light's reflecting off of it weird. I'm just gonna pop a little bit of that out here. This is from the Lolita. Bring it a little warmth. I did see the, KVD Vegan Beauties holiday palette. That one's quite a dud if you ask me. Very boring. Just none of them look too exciting this year, which my bank account's happy about. But just the excitement of seeing new palettes. I don't know, maybe it's because of the constant palette launches. Nothing's really exciting. It's hard for them to have something exciting around Christmas time. I don't have a huge shopping list of them this year like I have previous years. I'm just kind of, I don't care. The Marc Jacobs collection, the cherry thing, it looks just like the Norvina palette with the cherries. Like, I don't know, it's just boring. I don't care about the color story or anything in that one. I almost want to think that like I'm just not excited with makeup anymore, but then it's like no, because something cool and unique does come along and I get excited. Like that Natasha palette or the Untamed palette. There's something special about those that like speak to me. I just don't want the same old in every palette anymore. Alright, I'm gonna take this little flat brush from Sonia Kashuk, and I think I'm gonna dampen it just a little bit with some setting spray, and I'm gonna go into Lost Control. Beautiful blackberry shimmer, and I'm gonna start applying that to the lid and the patting motion. It's got these beautiful glitters in there. And I'm just gonna bring it up to the socket line and let it kind of marry into our other shades. The reason I am dampening the brush with this shade is just so it doesn't go everywhere and I get those sparkles. I do want those little glitters to show. I doubt they show on camera so much, but I'm going to go back to my little tiny blending brush here, the 506, and take a little more Mean Streak and just very lightly come around that edge. And just make sure there's a nice flow with the shadows. Maybe we'll take a little more of Conamore and come right just above that. So I have a nice gradient. And back to the big blending brush. And just blend it all. Those shades, so they're flowing into one another nicely. I was thinking today, I was like, man, I could do coffee makeup, but I don't really have a lot to talk about. So yeah, we'll just talk about new makeup launches. Really, like, which ones are you like excited about this holiday season? I thought the Glam palette was going to be the holiday launch from Natasha, but I guess this other one is the main holiday palette. That looks really good. I'm happy with that. The last time I tried to do this look, it was not good. Not makeup does not always turn out too great for me sometimes. It was one of those days where you're just struggling and nothing was coming out right. That was one of those days. And on the inner, this little inner blank spot I have right here, I'm gonna put Skeleton Kiss. I'm gonna spray the brush again. I'm gonna pop it right here. Oh, yes. Yes. I'm liking that. That looks so good on the inner corner. And I finished Mr. Robot. That was a good show. I did enjoy that. There was times watching it where I was like, oh, okay, you know, how many more twists can we have in this show? But then I ended up being really, really into it. That last season, I actually cried a couple of times during it. It made me tear up here and there. But yeah, I just got Amazon Prime not too long ago, so I've been just kind of catching up on shows I haven't had a chance to watch. I tried watching Carnival Row. I lost interest in that one pretty quick. Right now I'm watching Electric Sleep, which is a bunch of sci-fi stories. It's kind of like Black Mirror, but it's all based on Philip K. Dick's stories, which is the guy who wrote Blade Runner, Total Recall, stuff like that. I can't remember the other ones here. Minority Report. So it's just little 30-minute episodes with different actors and casts. Like right now I'm watching one that has Steve Buscemi in it, and a Paquin. They've got guy from Breaking Bad. There's a lot of big names in it, so it's pretty cool. And I think so far I've kind of skipped one episode. Like I got halfway through and just didn't care, but most of them I've been pretty interested in the stories. A little cheesy, but it's good. I watched Hubie Halloween the other day, and I laughed so hard at that. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Speaking of Steve Buscemi, he's in that, and there's so many references to other like Adam Sandler movies in there, and it's just really cute. I love that he has daughters in it and his wife. It was just a good, nice, feel-good Halloween movie. You know, it's like Hocus Pocus or something like that. It's just that cute, nice, not scary. I was very much impressed with it and enjoyed it. Was it like Murder Mystery or something's the other movie he did recently with Jennifer Aniston? But it was really cute too. I'm deciding, I think I want to do a little bit of like a smoky liner. I'm going to use Eterno from the KVD palette and just stamp that right at the lash line. This side look came together really fast. It was not a struggle at all. Man, I used a palette the other day that was such a struggle. I think that video will be coming up soon. That looks pretty nice. We could go a little smokier, but I'm trying to refrain from doing that. Might take a little bit more Lolita. Just pull it around right here. Oh, does anyone have any Halloween plans yet? We are gonna be doing a nice social distanced but fun Halloween. We are gonna go to an outdoor concert. There's in a huge space where we can really, you know, be in our own little groups and everything. And we're going to a little haunted walk thingy at my friend's house. She does every year. They set up like a haunted house or haunted woods path in their front yard. They have a huge yard. And yeah, we're gonna go walk around that, hang out with them, you know, and visit, and then head over to the concert, which is a little later in the evening. My husband's actually off this year for Halloween. He's almost never off on Halloween. He wants to take vacation. So it's like, yay, you're actually off. We can do something. And I have no idea what I'm gonna be this year. I think I'm gonna be a Rougarou, which is like Cajun werewolf. I think that's what I'm gonna go with. I was a wolf last year, but either that or vampire. Easy. Kind of have my wheelhouse there. Basically me every day. Vampire. I don't know. I'm going to have to dig through my costume box and try to get some inspiration. But the werewolf look, it was so cute last year. I might just pull that off again this year. So I got little wolfy ears and little paws and everything, and I can wear a mask with it, and you know, I don't have to do any like real makeup. I can just do like a smoky eye and it works. So I think that's probably what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to clamp this fallout, do my face, and we'll be right back for lower lash line and finishing touches. Face is on. I'm going to go ahead and do my waterline using the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner and from the Hocus Pocus collection in Trick or Treat. Yeah, I'm going to use this in the waterline. It's a nice purple tone that ties right on in. I'm going to pull it down just a bit into the lashes. Now we're going to smoke that out. Oh, itch. Itchy nose. On a little bitty brush here, we take a Morphe 152 and let's see. We'll take a little bit of Mean Streak first. No, I'm going to use a Morphe 508. A little bit of Mean Streak. Kind of focused it more on one side of the brush and the tip. Knock it off, and then I'm going to start to smudge it just right along under here into that liner to kind of blend it out and smoke it out. Alright, now with the 152, I'm going to take Last Caress on one side of the brush, knock it off, and then I'm going to blend out Mean Streak. Are any of y'all doing anything fun for Halloween? Like, is there any cool social distance events that y'all can go to? That's why I'm pretty excited about these, because we can be safe and, you know, all that, and still have a good time. And still be able to celebrate Halloween. I think I'm going to take just a little bit of She's in Parties. Yeah, I'm going to pull a little bit of She's in Parties right here on the inner part. Let's get kind of a different tone right there on that red. Oh, yeah, that looks really cool, doesn't it? Alright. I'm liking that. Maybe I'll damp the brush just a little bit. Velvety goodness. I feel like this side's smokier than this side. But I think that's the eyes complete. I'm going to put on some lashes, mascara, and we'll be right back. So I just put on some half lashes and mascara. Half lashes as in there's some lashes I cut apart. It's what, like the overhang to make them fit my eyes enough to do a whole half lash type of thing because I have such shrimpy little eyes. Anyway, so let's move on. No, highlight. Let's do highlight next. I'm going to jump over to the Sugar Glow Kit from ABH and I'm going to pop into the shade Gumdrop. Because I feel like that shade would look pretty with this look. It's got that little bit of a purple sheen to it. I'm just going to put pretty broadly. Alright, and I'm going to take a little bit of Skeleton Kiss from the Melt palette. A little bit of that over it. And this shade makes such a good little highlighter. I'm gonna hit right there on the brow bone as well with it. Just a little haphazardly. Okay. Okay. And for blush, I want to use, and I go with Raw from Melt in the I spilled coffee on top of this one. And this is Raw Honey. So I'm just gonna kind of swirl into both and use that. Alright. Alright. And I just want to top the cheekbones with a touch of the Fenty Diamond Balm. I haven't used this in a while. So yeah, this is the Fenty Diamond Balm and How Many Carats. And I'm just going to take my finger and pop it right here on the very highest point. Just think of that. Still one of my absolute favorite highlighters in existence. Alright, and take maybe a little bit of this on the inner corner as well. Just the innermost part for the sparkle. And for lips, I kind of want to do something a little different. I picked up this liquid lipstick from Wet n Wild a while back. It's one of their liquid cat suits, and it is in the shade I Don't Desert You. And it's kind of a metallic garnet shade. I thought it would look pretty with this. It's not like an overpowering metallic. And I'm going to line my lips first using a ColourPop lippy stick. No, lippy pencils. Oh god, this one's old. Back when they called them lippy pencils and they weren't the BFF pencils. Oh. But this, I think, is in the shade Tulips. I'm going to say it's Tulips. Yeah. I'm just going to kind of lightly map out my shape. I like to kind of blend my lip liner. And let's go with the liquid lipstick now. This is so pretty. That is such a pretty liquid lipstick. Oh my goodness. Wouldn't this be a good eyeliner shade? I think it would. Very nice. I like that a lot. I'm gonna let that dry and get a little bit of setting spray. This is the Natural Finish from Wet n Wild, one of my favorite setting sprays ever. It's actually really, really good. And yeah. Oh god, it went in my nose. I'm gonna sneeze. I've had the worst allergies this last like few days. Like I almost thought I was getting sick for a minute there. Like allergies where you're getting headaches and stuff, sinus. Oh. Anyway, let me zhuzh my hair. I'm gonna be right back. Yeah, this is the look complete. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today and having a cup of coffee with me. Let me know your Halloween plans in the comments below. Anything going on? Do you have any social distance plans? Let me know about that. And anything on Amazon Prime that I should check out? Let me know that also. And what holiday releases are you into? Has any of them piqued your interest? Let me know that too. Let's just have a whole conversation down in those comments. And yeah, again, thank you for hanging out, and I will see you guys in the next one. Stay safe and stay spooky, and have a very, very happy Halloween. I'll see y'all later. Bye now.